So welcome to the Brunery power station here in Kinloch Moydart, Western Scotland. It's about an hour's drive west of Fort William. This power station was finished in the summer of 2014. It generates at 500 kilowatts, which is enough probably to power 400 or so average homes. It's a little different from our other stations in that it makes the most of a lock rather than a run-of-river hydro power station. Now, about 340 metres above us, up the hillside, is Loch Napatchen, which supplies the water through a buried pipeline down to the turbine house. Now, that's 340 metres of head, which is probably one of the tallest in Scotland. So whereas the volume of water that we use at this station is a little less than in other places, 290 litres a second or so, the height of water above, and therefore the pressure at which it's being forced through the turbine, is much, much greater, and that compensates for the reduced amount of water. So this is our intake weir at Brunery. The water comes into this channel and we can control the flow using these gates. It's then filtered through a screen inside here and then enters into the pipeline. Now these are level sensors that mean that when we're at the bottom we can work out how high the water is in each part of the project. And then when there's loads of water, it spills over the top of this weir here. And when there isn't very much water, there's a hole in the bottom of the weir, which means the condensation flow is in the river at all times. And we've got a buried pipe all the way down from the weir down to the powerhouse. That's 0.5 metre in diameter. Now in these upper sections, the pipe is made out of plastic, where the pressure in the pipe is not quite so great, and the material's a bit cheaper. At the bottom end, where the volume of the water above creates a pressure of up to 34 bar, we have to use a ductile iron pipe, which is a bit more expensive, but is able to withstand all of that pressure. This is where the pipeline ends. And at the bottom, the pressure of water in the pipe is 34 bar, which is really quite large for a small-scale hydropower station like this. But that pressure forces the water through a jet and into a vertical wheel Pelton turbine. That's a wheel with buckets around the outside, and that jet of water makes the wheel spin, and the wheel then turns the generator, which creates all the electricity for us. So as the water passes through the turbine, it drops into a concrete chamber and out through a pipeline back into the burn. Now the burn here runs into the River Moydart behind me, and where they join there is a population of freshwater pearl mussels, which are a particularly rare species, and they're protected by European legislation. The silt traps down here are made of a terrastop material, and during the construction process that stopped any of the sediment in the runoff water going into that pool, which might have otherwise done some damage to the freshwater mussels.